They called it justice, but I lost 10 years, a name, and the right to be looked at without disgust. She said I forced her, and they believed her. Now I carry the kind of shame people cross the street to avoid, a mark that won't just follow me, it will define me for the rest of my life, all because someone else got to tell my story first. Quick word before we start. This is still a brand new channel, and just hitting like and subscribing really helps it grow. If you end up not liking the content, no hard feelings, you can always unsubscribe, but I do hope you enjoyed the story. Let's get into it. I walked out with a plastic bag, 3 shirts and shoes I didn't remember owning. The air felt too wide. The sky looked fake, too bright, too open. After so long indoors, the world had no walls. They didn't say goodbye, just buzzed the gates and looked away. I didn't say anything either. I've had years to think about what happened. Doesn't mean I understand any of it better now. I was with someone I shouldn't have been. She was married. That part's on me. I knew it and stayed in it anyway. I thought I was in control. I thought I mattered more than I did. When her husband found out, everything flipped. She said things I never expected to hear. Things I didn't even know how to deny, because I hadn't imagined I'd ever need to. Said I hurt her, said she never wanted it. She lied. That part's not complicated. She said what she had to say to make it go away. For her, it worked. For her, I don't know what the judge saw when he looked at me. Maybe just another young man with the wrong face in the wrong place. Maybe nothing at all. I used to play the whole thing over in my head on what I should have said, who I should have called, what I could have done different. But that doesn't happen anymore. The anger faded. The noise faded. Most things did. Now I'm just out. No keys, no address, no faces I'd know if I passed them on the street. I stood there a long time, not because I was waiting, but because I didn't know where else to be. The longer I stood there, the more one thought kept coming back. Home. I don't know why. They didn't visit, not once. Didn't answer my letters either, but they were my parents. That house, that street, it still lived somewhere in me. I guess I just wanted to see it, to see them. The ride was slow. I stared out the window, trying to remember what used to be between the towns, stores, trees, names that should have meant something, but it all looked like noise now, like the world had kept moving without me and I wasn't allowed to catch up. When the bus stopped, I walked the rest of the way. When I stepped off, it hit me harder than I expected. This was my town. I grew up on these streets, fell off my bike on that corner, had my first kiss behind the old convenience store, the one with the broken freezer door. That park over there, that's where I carved my name into the bench like it would matter. Everything felt smaller, like the buildings had shrunk without me. I passed the spot where we got caught, where it happened, where everything turned, the alley, the shouting, the silence after. I kept walking. I wasn't here for that. I was here for them. The house looked the same paint, same mailbox, still leaning to one side, same cracked step on the porch. It looked like no one had touched it in 10 years. Part of me was glad. I stood in front of the door and waited. I wasn't sure what I expected, maybe just to be seen, to be known again. I knew they probably wouldn't answer, but some part of me, the stupid, stubborn part, wanted to hear my name, just once, from her mouth. When the door opened, it was my mother. She froze. Her hand went to her chest, like it did when she got scared during storms. Her eyes were wide, but not afraid, just tired. She looked smaller too. I thought maybe she'd speak, maybe she'd say my name. Her mouth opened, but nothing came out. Then my father stepped up behind her. He didn't ask why I was there, didn't ask how I'd gotten out, didn't ask anything. He put his hand on her shoulder, firm and silent, and pulled her gently behind him. Then he looked at me, just once, and said, "Don't come here." His voice didn't rise, it didn't need to. "You're not welcome." He closed the door. I stood there listening to the faint click of the lock turning. Eventually I turned and started walking. I didn't know where I was going, just away. I didn't have a plan, just one name in my head. Marcus. He was my best friend once, since grade school. We used to ride bikes through every alley in town, swore we'd leave together one day. He was there for everything. Broken bones, heartbreak. The first time I got jumped, even when I fell for her, he knew what she meant to me. He didn't visit. I used to tell myself it was distance, or timing, or money. But the truth was simpler than that. It was me, or more like what being seen with me meant. I stood outside his apartment for a long time, thought about turning around, thought maybe I shouldn't put him in that position. But I didn't have anywhere else, and honestly, I wanted to see his face. So I knocked. He opened the door halfway, then stopped. I could see the hesitation, like he was trying to decide whether to act surprised or just close it again. He stepped out, closed the door behind him. "Damn," he said, "you really showed up." I nodded. Didn't say much at first, just asked how he was. He looked good, older but steady. You could tell life hadn't been paused for him. He asked how I got out. I told him the truth. Time served. He nodded like he was expecting that. Then I asked the question I came there to ask. Said I just needed a place to stay for a night or two, just to figure things out. He didn't say no right away. That made it worse. He rubbed his jaw like the words were heavy, then said, "Look, man, I can't. It's not that I don't believe you. It's just, I've got my own life now. My job, my girl. People see you walking into my place. It's not just you they look at." He didn't say it with anger. He said it like it was just the truth. "I'm sorry," he added, "but you know how it is." I nodded, told him I understood. I didn't, not really, but I said I did. We didn't shake hands. We didn't hug. He just turned and went back inside. I kept walking, block after block, until the sidewalks got quieter and the streetlights turned soft. I kept thinking about the night he stayed with me after my dog died. Sat on the porch until sunrise like it meant something. But that was a different lifetime, a version of me he could still stand beside. Eventually I found a bench near the edge of the park, backed up against some hedges, dry enough to sit on, empty enough to be ignored. I pulled my arms inside my shirt and leaned back against the wood. It creaked, but it held. I didn't cry. I wanted to, I think, but nothing came. Just the ache in my chest that never says anything out loud, and the trees above swayed just enough to sound like voices. I wondered if they were saying anything worth hearing, then drifted to sleep. I woke up stiff, cold, half sore from the bench beneath me. A light breeze had picked up, just enough to sting. For a second I forgot where I was. Then I saw the sidewalk, the hedge, the rusted trash bin leaning by the path. A little girl stood a few feet away, clutching her mother's hand and pointing at me. "Why is he sleeping there, Mommy? Is he one of them?" The mother didn't answer, just pulled her closer and crossed to the other side of the path, quick and quiet. No words, no looks, just distance. They didn't know me, but somehow they already did. I sat up slowly, brushed the dirt from my sleeve. The wood had left a mark on my back, pressed deep into the skin. That girl won't remember my face, but she'll remember the way her mother reacted. And maybe someday, that'll be enough. I used to know this town, every street, every shortcut, every face. But now, even the silence felt like it had made up its mind about me. I wasn't welcome. I got up and started walking. I didn't think about where I was going. I just wanted to leave. Somewhere that wasn't here, that didn't remember me. I walked with the bag in my hand, light enough to carry, heavy enough to remind me who I was now. The streets felt too clean, like they'd been swept of people like me. A small roadside station came into view. No booth, just a bench and a schedule half peeled from the board. I sat down and waited. The wind kicked dust around my shoes. Across the road, a few early risers drifted past, coffee in hand, earbuds in, busy with lives that didn't pause for mine. Then I saw her. She was walking along the far sidewalk, steady, head down, holding the hand of a boy in a school uniform, third grade or maybe second. The colors were the same as when I went there. My jaw tensed. She was the reason I lost everything, the reason no one opened their door, the reason I slept on a bench last night. And there she was, alive, moving forward, untouched. I almost stood up. I don't know what I would have said. Maybe nothing, maybe too much. But then the boy turned, just a glance. That's all. He didn't even pause, just walked beside her like it was any other morning. But I saw it, the slope of his nose, that tilt to the head, like he was always listening for something. The way his hair curled near the ears, it was like looking through glass at something half forgotten and still too close. I stopped breathing. She didn't notice me. Neither did he. They kept walking, voices soft, like they were wrapped in a world that didn't include me. For a second, something in me pulled tight, like my body wanted to move before I did. But before it could, the bus pulled in front of me, its brakes loud, hissing. The driver asked, "You getting in or not?" It's strange how decisions get made for you, even when they feel like yours. I got up. My legs moved, even if the rest of me didn't want to. As I stepped inside and found a seat near the back, I pressed my forehead to the window. As the engine rumbled and the view began to shift, I caught one last glimpse, the back of the boy's head, the woman's hand still holding his. I watched them disappear into the distance and I wondered if he is, but it didn't matter. He'd be better off without me anyway. That's the story. I've thought about that ending a lot. If you were in his place, would you have stood up? Would you have said something? Or is silence sometimes the only way forward? I'd really love to hear your thoughts. Let's talk in the comments. And if you enjoyed the story, a like and a subscribe would mean a lot. And hit the bell if you'd like to know when the next one drops. Thanks for watching. Take care out there.